Fine Arts Center. To learn more, visit pafac.org.
RE/MAX Evergreen Real Estate in Port Angeles would like to welcome our newest agents to the team. Jenna Lee Atwood and Angie Matthews are excited to share all of their real estate knowledge and partner with you in buying or selling your home. When there are many choices, trust that these RE/MAX agents have the expert ability and willingness to work for you, where and when you need them. Welcome to the team, Jenna Lee and Angie. RE/MAX Evergreen. Outstanding agents, outstanding results.
Did you know that hot water accounts for 15 to 20% of your electric energy use? Hi, this is Clallam PUD. Let's talk about heat pump water heaters, or hybrid water heaters. A heat pump water heater uses fans and an evaporator to efficiently extract warmth from the surrounding air, saving you up to 60% on your electric water heating costs. The PUD currently has an instant rebate of up to $900 when using a participating installer, or $600 if you're installing it on your own. Plus, the federal government is offering a $2,000 tax credit. Visit clallampud.net for more information.
Hi, this is Brandon Johnson, General Manager of Price Ford in Port Angeles. The weather is great and so are the deals here at Price Ford.
What kind of great deals do we have, Brandon?
After rebates, up to $10,000 off MSRP and rates as low as 0% for 72 months.
Those are great deals. Our selection hasn't been this good in a couple of years.
Speaking of great selection, our pre-owned inventory is fantastic. We have taken in some amazing trades, many of them low mile, one owner.
So if you're in the market, now's the time to buy. Visit us at priceford.com.
The Armstrong and Getty Show.
I could talk to Josh Rogan of the Washington Post all day long because I'm super into geopolitics. I also think, war with China is on the horizon. So anyway, I also would have liked to have asked Josh about, were you in the meeting last week when they fired that woke boss and all the other people got upset?
Oh, that would have been awesome.
This is leaked out from that the young woke crowd there in the newsroom got upset when they hired the two straight white guys to be in charge of the Washington Post now. And one of the guys said to everybody in the newsroom, look, nobody's reading your stuff, so it doesn't matter. Because they've lost a third of their readership since the woke lady took over. And look, nobody's reading it now. So, which is a decent point. I wanted to answer this question because I get this text now and then. Hey, Jack, wondering how your eye surgery turned out. Haven't heard much about it. I'm thinking about doing it myself. Yeah, I think this is not only am I representing Laser Eye Center of Silicon Valley, who are fantastic, and I had this done in San Jose, and if you live in Northern California or anywhere in the West Coast, I would highly recommend going to them for what they call CLR, custom lens replacement. And every time I bring that up, some old person says to me, you mean cataract surgery? Well, they used to do this just because you had cataracts. They could fix that. That's your lens gets all clogged up with gooey and you can't see, and just things get dimmer and it gets harder to see. And then they could take out that lens and put a new one in. Then they would do that, call it cataract surgery. But now they just replace your lenses. You can be much younger and not have cataracts at all, just because you want to be able to see better. So you got bad eyesight. They take out your lenses. I don't know how they did it. It took 10 minutes. I didn't read up on it. I don't want to know how they did it. All right? I wasn't interested in knowing what they were doing to me. All I knew is they were taking out my lenses. How did they get them out? I'm hoping they had magic and just snapped their fingers and they came out, and then they snapped their fingers and the new ones went in.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say they sliced your eyeball open, Jack. That's what I think.
Anyway, I don't want to think about it. It didn't hurt. I can tell you that. It didn't hurt at all, and it wasn't a big deal, and it took 10 minutes. Again, Laser Eye Center of Silicon Valley. But they took out my old lenses, which one of them did have a lot of cataracts on it, and put in new ones that are, I don't know, whatever they are, silicon, plastic, whatever they are. And now I'll have perfect vision forever. And it can actually, the technology now is, you can go in and have it adjusted. So if I decide, you know what, I'd like to make one eye for reading, so dial that in for the reading and leave the other one for, they can do that. After
that is so cool.
In just a couple of minutes, they can adjust it. Whoever came up with it won the Nobel Prize because it was such a big deal. So they can adjust your eyes over. It's crazy.
I'm so glad you answered this question because my mom and dad both had the, quote, cataract surgery, and they were wondering if this was a similar or the same thing because it sounded the same, but I wasn't sure because of the different terms.
Yeah, this adjusting thing that they can do is fairly recent. where they can dial in your eyes a little this way or that way.
You're
or
like
whatever.
the bionic man. Change my eyesight.
It's really quite amazing.
That's so cool.
I would assume that in the future, everybody's going to get CLR. Just why would you keep wearing glasses the rest of your life when this is out there? But anyway, Laser Eye Center, Silicon Valley, if you're on the West Coast, or at least look into it. I think it's absolutely awesome. It's practically like a miracle.
Armstrong and Getty.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Online at myclallamcounty.com. Newsradio KONP, Port Angeles, Squim, a Radio Pacific station.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. A ban on bump stocks overturned by the Supreme Court today. The device alters a semi-automatic weapon to fire bullets more rapidly. Justices were split 6-3.
President Biden is calling on Congress to pass legislation to ban bump stocks in the wake of the Supreme Court ruling, which he says, quote, strikes down an important gun safety regulation. The president says in a statement that Americans, quote, should not have to live in fear of mass shootings like the 2017 Las Vegas killings, which prompted the ATF rule during the Trump administration. President Biden adds, quote, we know thoughts and prayers are not enough. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
President Biden is in Italy wrapping up the G7 summit and meeting with Pope Francis, who also addressed world leaders on the dangers of artificial intelligence today. A dangerous heat wave continuing in Greece and an urgent search for a retired L.A. sheriff's deputy. He was last seen hiking on one of the islands he visits each year. ABC's Eva Pilgrim has more.
Albert's brother Oliver and Albert's girlfriend Debbie speaking to ABC News overnight as they raced from Los Angeles to join the search. Calabay was supposed to meet a friend for lunch after his hike. He was last spotted at 11 a.m. at a refreshment stand along the trail, but he never reached the other side. That friend alerting Greek authorities, who began searching for him from the ground and in the air with drones.
In Britain, the wife of Prince William, in a personal message, says she'll attend the annual Trooping of Color tomorrow with the royal family. Princess Kate also says she's blown away by public support as she battles cancer.
This is quite a big deal because we haven't actually had any updates on the princess and how she's been doing since her video message back in March when she revealed that she had started undergoing preventative chemotherapy. So this is the first time that we are learning more about her health, and Kensington Palace also released a photo that was taken of the princess in Windsor this week.
ABC's Lama Hassan in London. You're listening to ABC News.
If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's A-N-G-I, or download the app today.
The Gallup organization's 2024 State of the Global Workplace offering a troubling snapshot of a typical employee. It finds that roughly 20% of the world's workers feel lonely, angry, or sad on a daily basis. The consequences extend beyond the workplace, says Gallup's Heather Barrett.
The risk of mortality among those that have weaker community and social ties is twice as great as those with strong social contacts.
The survey contacted 128,000 workers in 140 countries. An investigation underway after reports that some airplanes have been built using counterfeit materials.
Counterfeit titanium, materials that somehow entered the aviation supply chain with fake documents, was used to make parts for both Airbus and Boeing. The FAA saying it's investigating the scope and impact of the issue. Spirit Aerosystems, which is a major supplier to both Boeing and Airbus, used the counterfeit titanium. The New York Times reports the planes with counterfeit parts were built between 2019 and 2023 and include Boeing 737 MAX, 787 Dreamliner, and Airbus A220 jets. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Spirit Aerosystems says it's testing the titanium. Boeing, Airbus, and Spirit Airlines say their tests show the planes with the counterfeit titanium are safe to fly. Grizzlies and wolves may no longer be at the top attraction of Yellowstone. A rare white bison calf has excited wildlife watchers in the national park. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
This is the Newsradio KONP Noon Report.
Todd Ortloff in the KONP News Center. Here's a look at what's happening this Friday afternoon, June 14th. We start with a traffic advisory. Overnight closures of the Hood Canal Bridge that were set to begin on Monday are now canceled. Work continues on the bridge's center locks until that work's finished. Crews working for the State Department of Transportation cannot move on to the shock absorbers, which is the work that requires the overnight closures to traffic. At this time, the closures have not been rescheduled. WSDOT will announce when the closures are, in fact, rescheduled. This will be the third time in a row that the scheduled closures have been put off. The Lower Elwha-Clallam Tribe Olympic National Park and Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife announcing that a tribal ceremonial and subsistence fishery for coho salmon on the Elwha River will again open for a limited time this fall. Additionally, the tribe, ONP, and F&W have agreed to extend the closure of other fisheries on the Elwha until at least June of next year. The official word is recreational and commercial fishing will resume when there is broad distribution of spawning adults above the river's former dam sites, when spawning rates allow for population growth and diversity, and a harvestable surplus of fish are returning to the Elwha River. Now, for this coming late September to late October, the tribe will conduct a limited harvest of coho salmon on the lower 3 miles of the Elwha. The timing of the fishery is designed to minimize impacts to federally listed Chinook salmon and steelhead. The coho fishery will be strictly regulated and include a mix of handheld gear and river nets. Nets will be limited to half the span of the river. Tribal fisheries biologists and enforcement officers will monitor the fishery for compliance. Wildlife officials say data collected from the fishery will be crucial in developing future fisheries for coho and other salmon species in the Elwha. In October of last year, the tribe harvested 177 coho out of a 400-fish limit that was agreed upon in its first fishery following removal of the Elwha River dams. The Clallam County Sheriff's Office seeking an $8.5 million grant from the Department of Defense to aid in constructing the Joint Public Safety Facility in West Port Angeles. This funding, part of the Defense Community Infrastructure Program, which supports projects that benefit military installations. Sheriff's Chief Civil Deputy Diane Harvey, who worked on the application, explained to county commissioners this week how the local facility would meet that requirement.
This program requires to delineate the military value that the community project provides. And so with us, the Navy has a transit protection facility here located in Clallam County. And its operation is the movement of ballistic submarines, which have to surface in the Strait of Juan de Fuca. And so our public safety facility would provide military value to that maritime mission.
Harvey says they've received support from the Navy to proceed with the application.
We met with senior representatives of the Navy who believe that our emergency management and communication and 911 dispatch center in a resilient, secured location that is very close to, but not in the tsunami inundation zone, will provide great military value. We are offering the Navy to be able to conduct their training and exercises in our new facility. And of course, they would have a seat at the table in any emergency incident where they could use it as a command center.
Total cost of the project estimated at $13 million and will include the Emergency Operations Center, Emergency Management Division, and Peninsula Communications, or PENCOM, which handles 911 calls locally. There are also plans to add a West Side City fire station in the future. The facility planned to be built on some property off Edgewood Drive near the airport in West Port Angeles. If the grant application is approved in mid-August, the Department of Defense says it will assist in ensuring the county meets the grant's requirements, which includes starting construction of the center by the middle of September in 2025. More news after this.
Hey there, Don Reiling with Olympic Hot Tub. The perfect time to buy your new hot tub or swim spa is now. Why? During our Soak and Swim event, you'll save thousands and can use special financing at just 3.99% interest. Wow! Healthy saltwater soaks in a hot spring spa or the joy of swimming in your own endless pool is just a visit away. Details at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub. Stick out your tongue and say, ah, it's the craziest thing you ever saw. Here at Olympic Game Farm, they say howdy with a wave of a paw. Now it's hard to steer clear of the elk and the deer when they pop in to say hello. They've got lions and tigers and bears. Oh, don't forget about the buffalo. It's impossible to stay calm. So come out with your dad and your mom. Canine and feline, you'll find us online at onlygamefarm.com.
Hey, all you dads, what's the worst Father's Day gift you ever got? Text it to us, or any other dad anecdote, at 360-457-1450. Text it now, then listen to the Girl Friday show next hour here on KONP. 3 lucky entries from those texts will win one of 3 $30 gift cards to Deer Park Cinema. So text your worst Dad's Day gift or dad anecdote to 360-457-1450 for a chance to win some prizes.
You are educated. Your certification is in your degree. You may think of it as the ticket to the good life. Let me ask you to think of an alternative. Think of it as your ticket to change the world. Tom Brokaw.
It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default. J.K. Rowling.
Congratulations, graduates, from Peninsula Bottling and Fogtown Coffee.
In other news, Governor Jay Inslee's office considering what to do with the state's stockpile of the abortion pill mifepristone in the wake of the U.S. Supreme Court ruling this week that maintained access to the medication. In April of last year, Inslee announced the state was stockpiling 30,000 doses of the abortion pill at a cost of about $1.25 million, as a decision in the case was pending in federal court in Texas. The medication in the state stockpile expires in about 2 years, and the governor's office is considering its options, including distribution of the pills. Nearly 60% of abortions in Washington state are medication abortions. We reported last week that a resident of Sequim had filed a petition with the Clallam County prosecutor to recall 4 Port Angeles City Council members, claiming that when the council joined an international organization that promotes sustainable development policies, they technically gave up their U.S. citizenship and no longer qualify to be on the city council. John Worthington's charges contend that Mayor Kate Dexter, along with council members Lindsay Schroman-Warren, Latricia Suggs, and Navarra Carr, are not qualified to hold office because joining the organization ICLEI creates a conflict of interest to their oaths of office to the U.S. Constitution, the state constitution, and the city of Port Angeles. Well, this week, County Prosecutor Mark Nichols told us that he has fulfilled his duties in the case by officially filing a synopsis of Worthington's claims with the Washington State Superior Court, and it will now be up to a Superior Court judge to determine if the charges satisfy the conditions for which a recall petition can be filed with the court. Having done so this week, that's the end of the prosecutor's involvement in the case. The court now has 15 days to hold a hearing on the petition, which was on Monday of June 10th. That's when the filing happened. A recall is the process in which an elected official is removed from office before their term expires. Any voter in Washington can initiate a recall, but they have to have a strong case that the officer, quote, has committed an act of malfeasance, misfeasance, or violation of oath of office, or has been guilty of 2 or more of the acts specified in the Constitution as grounds for recall. Port Angeles will celebrate the grand reopening of the newly rebuilt Dream Playground this Sunday at Erickson Playfield. The event starting at 3 p.m., also Father's Day. The playground was reconstructed after an arson fire destroyed the previous structures last December. Volunteers alongside the Dream Playground Foundation and local businesses spent a week last month rebuilding the play area, which now features wooden structures, new green slides, and spaces designed for children's enjoyment. The celebration will include a dedication ceremony and free Wellies ice cream, sponsored by Molina Healthcare. Community members are encouraged to join in the festivities, showcasing the collective effort that went in behind the project. More information is at padreamplayground.org. This is News Radio KONP.
Losing a loved one is overwhelming. Your mind and your heart shut down. That's where Drennan & Ford Funeral Home and Crematory comes in. They took the burden off my family's shoulders and guided us through everything we needed to do. No pushy sales tactics or unanswered questions. They just held our hands and took care of everything we asked. That's why I will always recommend Drennan & Ford for end-of-life decisions. They handle the hurt like no one else can. Call 360-457-1210.
Have you been searching and searching for anyone to install, repair, or replace your windows? What about looking for someone to install a new exterior door? And what about a skylight, or a new glass shower enclosure, or even a glass railing system? It can be hard, if not near impossible, to just get a call back. We at Hart & Nagel Building Supply sympathize with just how difficult it can be to get fast and dependable glass services. It's why we created our newest division, Hart & Nagel Glassworks. With over 80 years of combined experience, our team is ready and excited to help you on your next project. Whether it's big or small, residential or commercial, installation or repair, we can pretty much handle anything related to glass. Contact us today at 360-417-8388 or at hbsglassworks.com. Angelos Millwork and Hart & Nagel Building Supply, building homes, building community since 1906.
All Weather Heating and Cooling is your Carrier authorized dealer. The Infinity Heat Pump by Carrier offers the highest heating efficiency, making your home more comfortable and energy efficient. Contact All Weather Heating and Cooling today or go to carrier.com.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast. Slight chance of rain showers this afternoon. Otherwise, cloudy skies expected. Daytime highs approaching 59. Northerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance for showers tonight. Lows level off around 45. Mainly cloudy skies expected. A blend of clouds and sun tomorrow. Storms likely. Daytime highs approaching 57. I'm weatherology meteorologist Paul Trombley. Right now, it's 57 degrees.
All right, hey, all you dads, what is the worst Father's Day gift you ever got? Or any other dad anecdote? Text it to us right now at 360-457-1450. That's the textable line, 360-457-1450. Text us. What was the worst Father's Day gift you ever got? Or maybe another dad anecdote. Then listen next hour to the Girl Friday show. 3 entries from those texts will win one of 3 $30 gift cards to Deer Park Cinema. So text us your dad anecdote or the worst Father's Day gift you ever got to 360-457-1450 for a chance to win some gift cards to the Deer Park Cinema.
In the NHL Stanley Cup Finals, the Florida Panthers make it 3 straight wins over the Edmonton Oilers.
The Panthers are just a win away from their first Stanley Cup, taking a 3-0 series lead with a 4-3 victory at Edmonton. Sergei Bobrovsky turned back 32 shots as he stakes a claim for the Conn Smythe Trophy. Alexander Barkov had a goal and an assist after being questionable for the game. Sam Reinhart also had a goal and an assist for Florida, which also received scoring from Sam Bennett and Vladimir Tarasenko. After Warren Foegele tied the game for the Oilers early in the second, Tarasenko, Bennett, and Barkov tallied in a 6:19 span later in the period. Edmonton scored twice in the third before falling short. Game 4 is Saturday. I'm Dave Ferry.
Major League Baseball and the American League winners included Kansas City, Minnesota, and the Chicago White Sox. In the National League, winners were St. Louis and the New York Mets. This is SRN Sports. Staying with baseball, in interleague play, winners included Detroit, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Boston, Arizona, and Texas. NFL news, one of the league's top quarterbacks is getting a massive payday.
A person familiar with the negotiations says Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars have agreed to a 5-year, $275 million contract extension that makes him one of the highest-paid quarterbacks in NFL history. The person says Lawrence's deal averages more than $55 million per year and ties him with Cincinnati's Joe Burrow for the most ever. Lawrence's extension includes $142 million fully guaranteed and a $37.5 million signing bonus. Lawrence is now the 6th QB, making more than $50 million a year. He's 21-31 in 3 seasons as a starter. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
In golf, Roy McIlroy and Patrick Cantlay are tied for the lead after one round of the U.S. Open. This is SRN Sports.
No matter what you are trying to keep in or what you're trying to keep out, Leitz Farm Supply and Equipment Sales has fencing to get the job done right. Leitz carries everything from barbed wire and no-climb fencing to field fences and gates with all the equipment you'll need to install. You'll even find fence chargers, electric rope, T-posts, and anything else you might need to get the job done. Leitz Farm Supply and Equipment Sales is your local farm store and so much more. Located at 259110 Highway 101 in Sequim.
Hi, this is Brandon Johnson, General Manager of Price Ford in Port Angeles. The weather is great and so are the deals here at Price Ford.
What kind of great deals do we have, Brandon?
After rebates, up to $10,000 off MSRP and rates as low as 0% for 72 months.
Those are great deals. Our selection hasn't been this good in a couple of years.
Speaking of great selection, our pre-owned inventory is fantastic. We have taken in some amazing trades, many of them low mile, one owner.
So if you're in the market, now's the time to buy. Visit us at priceford.com.
Newsradio KONP Business.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute, a financial lifeline for a struggling restaurant chain. It looks like the bankrupt Red Lobster chain will continue to serve those Cheddar Bay biscuits, maybe not those endless shrimp meals, but it's thanks to a $100 million financial boost from Fortress Investment Group, one of its biggest creditors, which wants to get it out of Chapter 11 and sell the chain. On Wall Street, after 4 days in a row that saw record closing highs for the NASDAQ and the S&P, investors taking a little bit of a break today after consumer sentiment this month fell to a 7-month low. Right now, the Dow's down about 1/3%, the NASDAQ down a small fraction, the S&P down 1/4%. The FAA now probing a supply of titanium that came with falsified documents after it was used in jet replacement parts by Boeing and Airbus for the past 5 years. And the new animated film Inside Out 2 took in $13 million at the U.S. box office just in previews last night. That's the most of any movie so far this year. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Check on the roads next, brought to you by Angela's Furniture and The Blind Store by McCrory.
Solid relationships with our customers and vendors are what keep our doors open and have kept them open for 105 years. Hi, this is John Gray at Angela's Furniture. I would love it if you'd stop by and celebrate with us. Savings are huge, prices are fantastic, and we promise the service will exceed your expectations. At Angela's Furniture, we strive to put relationships first. If you don't find what you need today, the relationship we're building will be what brings you back. Stop by and celebrate with us today.
Oh, what a beautiful morning.
Can it, Curly? We love the sun, but not this early. If you want to keep the rays out in the morning, the Blind Store by McCrory has a deal for you. Right now, during their summer sale, you'll save 20% off the best blinds in the industry, like Hunter Douglas, Graber, and Norman. The savings will have you singing a happy tune, but only when you're ready. Shop the Blind Store by McCrory's summer sale going on now in Sequim by the licensing depot.
Newsradio KONP, traffic and roads.
Hey, a lot of volume out there. We've got a lot of traffic in town, and that's causing some slowdowns. We're looking at a lot of red splotches in downtown Port Angeles right now. And also on First Street through most of Port Angeles, you're going to find some spots that are going to tie you up and slow you down as you get going. You're going to also see some slowdowns as you're heading just out of town through the Del Guzzi area, too, just east of Port Angeles. After that, though, it starts to free up and nothing but smooth sailing all the way on 101 out to Sequim, and no problems in Sequim itself to tell you about. The Hood Canal Bridge right now is open to traffic. No problems there. The ferries are already starting to back up. We have reports that we've got a little bit of a delay on the Bainbridge Island ferry already today, so be careful of that. If you've got folks coming in, they may be a little bit delayed later today. Heading out west, no problems on 101 or 112 at this point. No accidents out there, so it's pretty easy going out to Forks and out to Clallam Bay and Nia Bay right now. We've seen the clouds on the increase and some scattered showers. It's 59 now in Port Townsend, 57 out at Forks, 63 in Sequim, 55 in downtown Port Angeles, 59 out at the airport here in PA.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Sometimes we need to talk about things that are a little uncomfortable in the name of better health. With that said, let's talk about urine. Dr. Jamin Brumbath, a urologist I've come to know, told me that there are subtle signs in your urine that can speak volumes about your well-being. To start, healthy urine is a pale yellow color, almost clear. It means you're well hydrated. Too dark, and you probably need to drink more water. Now, some foods and drinks can turn your urine reddish or pink, but that should dissipate after a short amount of time. And while certain things like coffee, asparagus, some types of fish can give your urine a short-lived distinctive smell, those too should go away pretty quickly. So if not, or if your urine appears cloudy, Jamin recommends an appointment to see what's going on there. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper, and you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Okay, again, we want you to tune into the Girl Friday show next hour. It's just one girl today, as Amanda Bacon's going to fly solo, but she's got a great program lined up, including a chance for you to win some gift cards to the Deer Park Cinema. Here's how it goes. What we're asking you to do right now is text your worst Father's Day gift maybe you ever got, or any other dad anecdote, to 360-452-1450. Yes, you can text our main line at 360-457-1450. And then listen to the Girl Friday show. Amanda's going to be drawing from those entries, and 3 of them, each will receive a $30 gift card to the Deer Park Cinema. So get texting right now at 360-457-1450. Give us maybe your worst Father's Day gift ever, or maybe another dad funny anecdote you would like to share. We'll keep you confidential on the air, but we'll let you know via text if you're a winner. That's all next hour on the Girl Friday show.
Hello, I'm Jerry Stewart, and this is One Moment in America. As the wars rage on around the world, we all watch and wait and pray for our own brave soldier to come home. But what must we do to end all wars? I'll tell you that story after this important message.
If you've been hearing my radio programs now for the last 20 years, you know that I've been telling the true stories of those who have followed God's ways to make America the greatest nation in the world. So what's the latest? Well, we're now doing this nation-saving work full-time, and we need your help by becoming one of our ambassadors, subscribing to All We Have for just $5.95 per month. To get what? Number 1, full access to our amazing website that is full of over 100 true stories to teach us with these these stories how America is to act and operate. We also have lessons for all ages to teach us what we must do now. And our children, they will be our nation's leaders very soon. I will have live presentations online for you to hear, maybe even to participate. And when must this all get started? Now. Call our offices today at 817-995-6965 or go to our website at www.jerrystewartusa.com and email our office. God bless you.
As the wars and hostilities and killings continue around the world, what must we do to end the violence? Some say stop fighting, find out what the enemy wants, and just give it to them. Really? Tell me what war we could have won by appeasing the warmongers. Would Hitler have stopped? What about Nikita Khrushchev? He told us that he would bury us. No, wars don't start the killing. Wars are started to stop the killing. And appeasers? It was Winston Churchill who said, an appeaser is someone who feeds the crocodile hoping it will eat him last. Think about it. I'm Jerry Stewart, and that was One Moment in America.
For the Washington State News Network, I'm Michael McDonald. Workers in Washington are unusually prone to injury and illness, according to a study commissioned by the injury law firm Bader Scott. State averages about 4 non-fatal workplace injuries per 100 employees. That is the second highest average in the country. Only Maine is more injury prone. Louisiana is uncommonly safe, according to the study. Workers there are less likely than anywhere else in America to hurt themselves or fall ill on the job. The Pioneer Fire continues to rage on the north shore of Lake Chelan, now standing at over 1,500 acres. Extensive air operations are required to manage the fire. Official Ryan Roderick says despite impending cold front, conditions are not favorable for firefighting.
We do have a cold front forecast to come in that is going to bring cooler temperatures. However, also in that forecast, it remains very low relative humidity, so it's still going to be very, very dry.
A number of campgrounds and trails along the North Shore remain closed until October the 1st. And the Richland School District struggling with extended phone and internet disruptions affecting parents, students, and staff during the school year's final days. IT teams detected unauthorized access to network systems, causing precautionary shutdowns. Attendance records, grades, and enrollment portals remain inaccessible online. For details on these stories and others, download the WSNN mobile app or visit WashingtonStateNews.net.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. The Supreme Court striking down a Trump-era ban on bump stocks, a gun accessory that allows semi-automatic weapons to fire rapidly like machine guns. The bump stocks were used in the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. In a 6-3 ruling, the justices found the Trump administration did not follow federal law when it reversed course and banned bump stocks after a gunman in Las Vegas attacked a country music festival with assault rifles in 2017. A Texas gun shop owner challenged the ban, arguing the Justice Department wrongly classified the accessories as illegal machine guns. Correspondent Jeremy House. The Biden administration said it was the right call for the accessories that can allow a rate of fire similar to an automatic weapon. Also at townhall.com, a federal judge says the government's antitrust case against Google over its advertising technology will go to trial in September, rejecting both sides' request to rule in their favor as a matter of law. The Justice Department initially sought a jury trial, but that was replaced with a bench trial. A murder and child abduction leads from Louisiana to Jackson, Mississippi.
Jackson, Mississippi Police Chief Joseph Wade says a suspect is in custody after 2 girls, ages 4 and 6, that were the subject of an Amber Alert in Louisiana, were found.
This is an innocent 4-year-old child that's no longer with us because of the actions of a coward.
Sheriff's officials discovered the body of mother Callie Brunette in her home Thursday. Her stolen car was found in a wooded area in Jackson. The body of the 4-year-old was found nearby. A canine unit tracked down the suspect, Daniel Wayne Callahan, about 2 miles away from the scene. He's believed to have been acquainted with the mother. Audio courtesy WLBT. I'm Jennifer King.
The Dow is losing 90 points, but the NASDAQ ahead 1 point. More at townhall.com.
Hi, Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-504-8790. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-504-8790. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-504-8790.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center, may not be available in all states.
A rescue mission is underway in northern Pakistan to try to reach 2 Japanese climbers who have been missing in a remote mountain area.
This is now a race against time to reach the 2 climbers in what is a bitterly cold and inhospitable environment. Thursday's helicopter operation, whilst successful in locating them, was unable to ascertain their condition or if they were even still alive. The pair had been attempting to summit the 7,000-metre-high Spantic Mountain without the assistance of guides when they went missing on Tuesday, with rescuers using their footprints in the snow to help locate them.
BBC correspondent Tom Bailey. The UK general election campaign underway. Conservative Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and main opposition leader Keir Starmer tussling over tax issues. Starmer is predicted to become the first Labour Prime Minister since 2010. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. In health news, 3 researchers receive a patent for a targeted cancer-fighting compound.
The University of North Florida team discovered the compound, or peptoid, targets certain breast, colon, and lung cancers and stops them from growing. UNF's research is one of the first studies to explore the use of peptoids for early cancer diagnosis and potential treatment, and is the only known university conducting this type of study. The discovery could lead to significantly better patient outcomes for difficult-to-treat cancers. Tasha Stevens reporting.
New Hampshire officials have issued 2 warnings of potentially dangerous algae blooms along parts of Lake Winnipesaukee, the state's largest lake. High concentrations of cyanobacteria detected at Cary and Brewster Beaches in Wolfboro and at 19 Mile Bay and Tuftonboro Neck in Tuftonboro. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm John Scott.
This is the Newsradio KONP Noon Report.
Todd Ortloff in the KONP News Center. Here's a look at what's happening this Friday afternoon, June 14th. We start with a traffic advisory. Overnight closures of the Hood Canal Bridge that were set to begin on Monday are now canceled. Work continues on the bridge's center locks until that work's finished. Crews working for the State Department of Transportation cannot move on to the shock absorbers, which is the work that requires the overnight closures to traffic. At this time, the closures have not been rescheduled. WSDOT will announce when the closures are, in fact, rescheduled. This will be the 3rd time in a row that the scheduled closures have been put off. The Lower Elwha Klallam Tribe Olympic National Park and Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife announcing that a tribal ceremonial and subsistence fishery for coho salmon on the Elwha River will again open for a limited time this fall. Additionally, the tribe, ONP, and F&W have agreed to extend the closure of other fisheries on the Elwha until at least June of next year. The official word is recreational and commercial fishing will resume when there is broad distribution of spawning adults above the river's former dam sites, when spawning rates allow for population growth and diversity, and a harvestable surplus of fish are returning to the Elwha River. Now, for this coming late September to late October, the tribe will conduct a limited harvest of coho salmon on the lower 3 miles of the Elwha. The timing of the fishery is designed to minimize impacts to federally listed Chinook salmon and steelhead. The coho fishery will be strictly regulated and include a mix of handheld gear and river nets. Nets will be limited to half the span of the river. Tribal fisheries biologists and enforcement officers will monitor the fishery for compliance. Wildlife officials say data collected from the fishery will be crucial in developing future fisheries for coho and other salmon species in the Elwha. In October of last year, the tribe harvested 177 coho out of a 400-fish limit that was agreed upon in its first fishery following removal of the Elwha River dams. The Clallam County Sheriff's Office seeking an $8.5 million grant from the Department of Defense to aid in constructing the Joint Public Safety Facility in West Port Angeles. This funding, part of the Defense Community Infrastructure Program, which supports projects that benefit military installations. Sheriff's Chief Civil Deputy Diane Harvey, who worked on the application, explained to county commissioners this week how the local facility would meet that requirement.
This program requires to delineate the military value that the community project provides. And so with us, the Navy has a transit protection facility here located in Clallam County. And its operation is the movement of ballistic submarines, which have to surface in the Strait of Juan de Fuca. And so our public safety facility would provide military value to that maritime mission.
Harvey says they've received support from the Navy to proceed with the application.
We met with senior representatives of the Navy who believe that our emergency management and communication and 911 dispatch center in a resilient, secured location that is very close to, but not in the tsunami inundation zone, will provide great military value. We are offering the Navy to be able to conduct their training and exercises in our new facility. And of course, they would have a seat at the table in any emergency incident where they could use it as a command center.
Total cost of the project estimated at $13 million and will include the Emergency Operations Center, Emergency Management Division, and Peninsula Communications, or PENCOM, which handles 911 calls locally. There are also plans to add a West Side City fire station in the future. The facility planned to be built on some property off Edgewood Drive near the airport in West Port Angeles. If the grant application is approved in mid-August, the Department of Defense says it will assist in ensuring the county meets the grant's requirements, which includes starting construction of the center by the middle of September in 2025. Hey, all you dads, what's the worst Father's Day gift you ever got? Text it to us or any other dad anecdote at 360-457-1450. Text it now, then listen to the Girl Friday show next hour here on KONP. 3 lucky entries from those texts will win one of 3 $30 gift cards to Deer Park Cinema. So text your worst Dad's Day gift or dad anecdote to 360-457-1450 for a chance to win some prizes. In other news, Governor Jay Inslee's office considering what to do with the state's stockpile of the abortion pill mifepristone in the wake of the U.S. Supreme Court ruling this week that maintained access to the medication. In April of last year, Inslee announced the state was stockpiling 30,000 doses of the abortion pill at a cost of about $1.25 million, as a decision in the case was pending in federal court in Texas. The medication in the state stockpile expires in about 2 years, and the governor's office is considering its options, including distribution of the pills. Nearly 60% of abortions in Washington state are medication abortions. We reported last week that a resident of Sequim had filed a petition with the Clallam County prosecutor to recall 4 Port Angeles City Council members, claiming that when the council joined an international organization that promotes sustainable development policies, they technically gave up their U.S. citizenship and no longer qualify to be on the city council. John Worthington's charges contend that Mayor Kate Dexter, along with council members Lindsay Schroman-Warren, Latricia Suggs, and Navarra Carr, are not qualified to hold office because joining the organization ICLEI creates a conflict of interest to their oaths of office to the U.S. Constitution, the state constitution, and the city of Port Angeles. Well, this week, County Prosecutor Mark Nichols told us that he has fulfilled his duties in the case by officially filing a synopsis of Worthington's claims with the Washington State Superior Court, and it will now be up to a Superior Court judge to determine if the charges satisfy the conditions for which a recall petition can be filed with the court. Having done so this week, that's the end of the prosecutor's involvement in the case. The court now has 15 days to hold a hearing on the petition, which was on Monday of June 10th. That's when the filing happened. A recall is the process in which an elected official is removed from office before their term expires. Any voter in Washington can initiate a recall, but they have to have a strong case that the officer, quote, has committed an act of malfeasance, misfeasance, or violation of oath of office, or has been guilty of 2 or more of the acts specified in the Constitution as grounds for recall. Port Angeles will celebrate the grand reopening of the newly rebuilt Dream Playground this Sunday at Erickson Playfield. The event starting at 3 p.m., also Father's Day. The playground was reconstructed after an arson fire destroyed the previous structures last December. Volunteers alongside the Dream Playground Foundation and local businesses spent a week last month rebuilding the play area, which now features wooden structures, new green slides, and spaces designed for children's enjoyment. The celebration will include a dedication ceremony and free Wellies ice cream, sponsored by Molina Healthcare. Community members are encouraged to join in the festivities, showcasing the collective effort that went in behind the project. More information is at padreamplayground.org. This is Newsradio KONP.
Hello, this is Amanda Huff with Swim Valley and Harper Ridgeview Funeral Chapels. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about a new, exciting, and environmentally friendly development in the funeral industry. It's called natural organic reduction, or simply terramation. Perhaps you've heard of it. Terramation is a process in which the body, after death, is returned to the earth in a carbon-neutral, eco-friendly manner. The process takes place in a controlled environment, and all that remains is a natural, odorless, compost-like material. If you'd like more information about terramation and advanced planning, call us today at Harper Ridgeview in Port Angeles or Swim Valley Chapel and Swim, and one of our knowledgeable and caring funeral professionals will assist you in answering your questions. Harper Ridgeview and Swim Valley Funeral Chapels, because your loved ones deserve the best.
Congratulations to the graduating class of 2024. Peninsula Bottling would like to take this opportunity to encourage you to follow your dreams as you set sail out into this big, bright world. Whether your travels take you far away or you stay close to home, just remember the words of Winston Churchill. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. You'll find your place. Congratulations from your friends at Peninsula Bottling.
Easy Pawn in downtown Port Angeles is filling up with merchandise for its new front-end gift shop. There's even a new adult humor section in the upper mezzanine that will have you giggling from one end of the room to the other. Stop in for fun gifts you can't get anywhere else in town. We've also ramped up the archery department at Easy Pawn East and always have a great selection of new and used firearms with the option to custom order. We look forward to your visit.
Let's check that weather forecast. Partly sunny through the rest of the day today and some showers later this afternoon. Highs in the upper 50s to mid 60s. Clouding up tonight with some showers. Lows will be in the low to mid 40s. So watch out. Going to be some sprinkles on graduation here on the peninsula tonight, it looks like. Showers likely tomorrow morning, then a slight chance of thunderstorms by afternoon. Look for your highs to be in the mid-50s to lower 60s. And then Saturday night, partly cloudy, a slight chance of some thunderstorms in the evening again. Lows will be in the upper 30s to mid-40s. Sunday, Father's Day, partly sunny. Chance of some showers in the afternoon. Highs in the mid to 50s to low 60s. More clouds come in on Sunday night. Lows in the mid 40s. But then we head into next week looking pretty good. Sunshine by Monday. Low to mid 60s for the highs. Mostly sunny Tuesday with mid 60s. Sunny and upper 60s on Juneteenth on Wednesday next week. And then Thursday next week looks like partly sunny. And your highs are going to be even warmer still, up into the low to mid 70s. Currently now across the peninsula, we have kind of a mix out there. Some sun breaks, some cloudy patches, and some showers too. Kind of depending on where you're at. 59 in Port Townsend, also 59 out west at Forks, 63 in Squim, 54 in downtown Port Angeles, and out at Fairchild Airport, it is now 61 degrees.
How does Baffetter Northwest compare to the rest? For many reasons, there's no comparison. Over 40 years in business and 40,000 local remodels. They make and install your new tub or shower in as little as 1 day. And you get a transferable lifetime warranty. But don't just take our word for it. Read their fantastic reviews. When it comes to an amazing bathroom, there's no comparison to Bathfitter Northwest. Get into Bathfitter now for their spring into savings sale. 800 New Bath or BathfitterNW.com.
Projects piling up? See Brim Tractor in Carlsberg and save this summer. Get as low as 0% financing for 84 months on Bobcat compact tractors. How about a Bobcat zero-turn mower? Finance it for as low as 0% for 48 months. Or get rebates up to $900 in lieu of financing on select models. Visit Brim Tractor, Highway 101 in Carlsberg, or online at brimmachinery.com. Some exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
All right, all you dads, or those who have a dad, what's the worst Father's Day gift that you ever got? Well, we want you to text it to us, or maybe any other dad anecdote. Our text line is 360-457-1450. Yeah, it's our main line, but you can text on it as well. Then tune in about 20 minutes or so on the Girl Friday show during the 1 o'clock hour today, and we're going to draw from all those entries, and 3 of them each will receive a $30 gift card to the Deer Park Cinema. So text us the worst Father's Day gift you ever got, or any other dad anecdote you may have, and you could have a chance to win some gift cards to the Deer Park Cinema.
For some people, their cars are their most prized possessions. Show you care with a gift certificate for high-quality Shell gas and car washes from First Race Car Wash. Gift certificates start at $5 and are great as a thank you, a congratulations, and fit great in birthday cards, too. First Race Car Wash on the corner of First and Race, Port Angeles. You're a winner every time when you've got that First Race shine. According to the great Dr. Seuss, if you have brains in your head and feet in your shoes, you'll go any direction you choose. We couldn't agree more, graduates. Olympic Game Farm wants to wish you all of the best as you move forward from high school onto bigger and better adventures. Your community is very proud of your accomplishments. Remember to never stop reaching for the stars. Congratulations, class of 2024, from your friends at Olympic Game Farm. Swain's has everything, and longevity is what they have the most of. Did you know Swain's is celebrating 67 years in business? In 1957, Cliff and B. Swain started their 7,000 square foot store, mostly military surplus, with the slogan tents, trinkets, tools, tackle, and trousers. Several expansions, additions, and acquisitions later, and you now see 38,000 square feet of retail space filled with the everything that everyone is always talking about. Swain's anniversary sale going on now.
Newsradio KONP Business.
This is Harry Gasnick of Clallam Public Defender.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Just ahead of Wall Street's closing bell, stocks appear to be ending a terrific week with a bit of a whimper, even though there was more good news about inflation today, with import prices down nearly 0.5% last month. U.S. consumer sentiment for May dipped to a 7-month low on worries about rising prices. Now, right now, the Dow is down about 0.25%. The NASDAQ, though, which closed at a fresh record high every day this week, 4 straight, is actually up a very tiny fraction. The S&P is down very slightly. The big gainer, software giant Adobe, best known as the maker of Photoshop, those shares up more than 14% after raising its full-year guidance as customers buy up its artificial intelligence offerings. The bankrupt Red Lobster chain getting a $100 million lifeline from one of its biggest creditors, which wants to sell the struggling restaurant after it exits Chapter 11. And a new headache for Boeing, the FAA investigating fake titanium in replacement parts for Boeing and Airbus jets. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
This is Harry Gasnick of Clallam Public Defender. If you or someone you know was convicted of possession of drugs in Washington State before February 2021, we can help remove that conviction from your record and get a refund of any court payments. Contact us today.
Email ClallamPublicDefender@gmail.com or call the Clallam Public Defender Blake Case Hotline at 360-820-9324. Include your name, contact info, and reference drug conviction.
We have helped over 700 people remove drug possession convictions from their records and get more than $300,000 in court fees refunded. No fee is charged for this service.
If you were convicted of a drug possession offense in Washington State before February 2021, contact the Clallam Public Defender Office. Email clallampublicdefender@gmail.com or by calling the Clallam Public Defender Blake Case Hotline at 360-820-9324.
When everyone has opportunities to succeed, our community is stronger.
By supporting United Way of Clallam County, you help make this possible.
We are committed to improving the health, education, and financial stability of every person in our community.
With our partners, donors, and advocates, we reach more people to make a bigger difference in Clallam County.
We are here for you.
And we are here because of you.
Together we can recover, rebuild, and reimagine.
To learn about how we can help everyone have access to the resources and support to make this happen, go to www.unitedwayclallam.org.
I am a radio commercial. You can't see me, but that doesn't mean we can't have a one-on-one conversation. I can be intimate. I can be bold. I can be used to tell you about a one-day-only sale! Or about why my family trusts a particular person or product. You and I can chat daily or sometimes just on the weekend, but we never stop communicating. I may make you laugh. I can make you ponder. And sometimes I can bring just a hint of a tear to your eye. You'll find me lots of places, your car, your home, inside a store, on the beach. Where you won't find me is in a landfill, wrapped around fish, or at the bottom of a birdcage. I'm a radio commercial, and I could be yours.
To open a dialogue between you and your customers, call us today, 360-457-1450. Local radio, local listeners, professional marketing. Newsradio KONP, Port Angeles, Sequim.
Bad Boy tractors are born from the legendary Bad Boy mowers. From 20 to 35 horsepower, subcompact to midsize, Bad Boy combines power, performance, comfort, and as always, build strength to deliver the workhorse dependability you need to get the job done and done right. Homeowner, landscaper, or rancher, there's a Bad Boy tractor for you to work with an attitude.
Leeds Farm Supply and Equipment Sales is your Bad Boy tractor dealer in Sequim. Call 360-452-1400 to learn more.
Mark your calendars for an insightful discussion at Olympic Medical Center's Community Forum in Sequim. Join us Thursday, June 20th at 1 p.m. at the Medical Services Building, 840 North 5th Avenue in Sequim. Hosted by CEO Daryl Wolf, this forum promises current updates on Olympic Medical Center, as well as time to answer questions from our community members. For more information, visit olympicmedical.org/forum.
Well, Andrew MacArthur revisits his Brat Pack days in a documentary out now called Brats. It's on Hulu. The doc has him looking back on how the label Brat Pack affected him and his fellow actors. He tells ABC how his feelings for the label have actually changed over the years.
You know, it was certainly a seismic event that changed the course of my life. And, you know, none of us really liked the term at the beginning at all. We thought it was really stigmatizing. I mean, who wants to be called a brat and who wants to be lumped into a pack? So I think we all found it very limiting professionally. And, you know, the journey for me has been to kind of grow 180 degrees in the opposite direction to now.
It happened yesterday on X. The like button has been silenced. I'm Kim Commando for T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. X or Twitter, or whatever you want to call it, has been an impossible place to get reliable information. The like button has made things worse. What did a like actually mean? If you liked something, did you wholeheartedly embrace it? Or did you only find it amusing? Or was the post clever but icky? There was a universe of nuances in that like. For well-known X or Twitter users, politicians, business leaders, celebrities, or wannabes, liking something was polarizing, so X no longer likes likes. And that dumb explanation for stopping likes, X blames user privacy. If you push the like button and somebody saw it, your privacy was violated. Right. It has to do with X now allowing porn to be posted and shared on the site. A like here and there might show the world a person's side better hidden. Get tech smart with my free newsletter. Sign up at getkim.com. Hey friends, Kim here. You know, it seems the older you get, the savvier you become at saving money. I really hate to overspend on things, especially the necessities. But thanks to T-Mobile, I don't have to worry about overpaying for wireless service, so I've got more time and money to spend on other things. At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a month per line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, Scam Shield Premium is included, which means fewer scam calls and more tools to help you optimize and organize your mobile life. Experience all this and more with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Don't miss out. Get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for $30 a month per line at T-Mobile. Visit T-Mobile.com or your local store to make the switch and save.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees. 25% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details. Capable device required for Scam Shield. Turning on Scam Block. Might block calls you want. Disable anytime.
Some lifestyle or behavior modifications can greatly reduce your risk for GI disease. I'll explain after this.
From grown-worthy dad jokes to patching up skinned knees, your one-of-a-kind dad deserves a Father's Day gift guaranteed to take him to his happy place, Omaha Steaks. Go to omahasteaks.com and order unconditionally guaranteed, mouth-watering gift packages starting at just $99. Use promo code QUALITY at checkout for an extra $10 off. Show your dad the love. Visit omahasteaks.com, code QUALITY at checkout for $10 off your order today.
Omaha Steaks, America's original butcher.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Good gut health is important. A recent study looked at a gastrointestinal condition that affects millions of Americans, inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD. IBD includes Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. This particular study found that with some behavior modifications, it's possible to reduce the risk for GI disease by 40 to 60%. So here's my take as a doctor and a nutritionist. The connection between the gut and the rest of our health is strong and getting stronger by the day. Eating a diverse diet of non-processed foods is the first step. And if you're having any change in your bowel habits, experiencing any abdominal discomfort or unintentional weight loss, get checked out. With Your Body, I'm ABC's Dr. Jennifer Ash.
May 15, 9 a.m. 2 women quietly waiting at the doctor's office. Woman 1 says, "Cold day, huh?" Woman 2, "What's that?" Woman 1, "Kinda cold today." Woman 2, "Yeah, wasn't expecting that." Woman 1, "What is it, 47 degrees?" Woman 2, "No, more like 45. Woman 1, yeah, makes sense. At least it's not raining." Woman 2, "That would be sad." Woman 1, "So sad." Woman 2, "The weather." Woman 1, "Crazy." Please, don't waste your small talk. Donate it to foster care. Because just talking about the 400,000 kids in foster care can help the 400,000 kids in foster care. Learn more at donateyoursmalltalk.org. Brought to you by Foster More.
News, sports, and information for the North Olympic Peninsula. We're Newsradio KONP, Port Angeles, Squim, a Radio Pacific station.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Still no progress on a ceasefire and hostage release deal for Israel and Hamas. And to the north, escalations in fighting between Israeli forces and Israeli strikes after killing a top commander of the Iranian-backed militant group Hezbollah.
For a third day in a row, Hezbollah firing dozens of rockets, missiles, and drones on northern Israel, targeting IDF bases. The tally since Wednesday, topping 450 Hezbollah aerial attacks. No Israelis killed, the IDF shooting down most of the fire aimed at military assets, but some falling in open areas, setting off blazes. Over 14,000 acres of land burning. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
President Biden in Italy, where G7 leaders closed out the summit today. Pope Francis addressing G7 members earlier and sounding the alarm on artificial intelligence. The president also meeting privately with the Pope about the wars in Ukraine and Gaza. The Supreme Court in a split decision ruling against a ban on bump stocks. That device allows semi-automatics to fire multiple rounds rapidly. Justices say the ATF exceeded its authority when it issued that ban. An investigation underway after counterfeit titanium materials were used for both Airbus and Boeing.
Boeing, Airbus, and Spirit Aerosystems say their tests show planes with the counterfeit titanium are safe to fly, but Spirit Aerosystems says it's working to figure out if the counterfeit titanium meets standards on those planes. Counterfeit material in aviation has long been a problem. The documentation is faked and the materials are delivered that may not be authentic or up to standard. In this case, it's unclear what it will mean for planes that are already in the air right now. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The Justice Department says it won't charge Attorney General Merrick Garland for congressional contempt for not turning over audio recordings of the special counsel's interview with President Biden in the classified documents case. You're listening to ABC News.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ALL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ALL to 321-321. That's ALL to 321-321.
For the first time in months, the Princess of Wales will appear in public.
It's the news Brits have long been waiting for, a positive update from Kensington Palace regarding the health of Kate. It's been disclosed she'll be attending the annual Trooping of the Colours ceremony on Saturday, something she says she's really looking forward to. In a personal written message, the princess admits she has had both good and bad days, but generally is doing well.
ABC's Tom Rivers reporting from London. Demolition begins of the school building that was the site of the Parkland, Florida school massacre.
After the school shooting that killed 17 students and staff at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, politicians, including Vice President Kamala Harris and members of Congress, toured Building 1200. The bullet holes, strewn backpacks, and blood left untouched. Congressman Jared Moskowitz, who attended Stoneman Douglas, said it's important for lawmakers to see what it looks like when a mass shooting comes to your high school. But the building stood as an open wound for parents, family members, and the community. Demolition began Friday. Dave Packer, ABC News.
In Virginia, the city of Norfolk has repealed a 45-year-old ban on psychic readings. Until this week, soothsaying was a first-degree misdemeanor in the port city, but it's no longer being enforced. The repeal comes as the psychic services industry is gaining nationwide, employing about 100,000 people and generating over $2 billion in revenue. I'm Michelle Franz in ABC News.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has taken its flavor to the next level. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test, starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Septic Myths and Facts, Volume 3.
I use an additive to help my septic system work better.
Washington State doesn't recommend you use any additives in your system. There's no evidence that they improve the life of a septic, and some can even be harmful.
But how do I know if it's working or damaging my system?
By having regular inspections. A list of licensed inspection professionals is available at Clallam County Environmental Health's website at clallam.net/septic.
KONP News brought to you by RE/MAX Evergreen Real Estate. Outstanding agents, outstanding results, 457-6600. Federal officials announcing this week the Makah tribe will regain the legal right to hunt gray whales off the coast of Washington. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration granting the tribe a waiver of the Marine Mammal Protection Act, marking a significant victory the Makah have pursued for decades. Clallam County Sheriff's Office seeking an $8.5 million grant from the Department of Defense to aid in construction of the Joint Public Safety Facility in Port Angeles, the funding part of the Defense Community Infrastructure Program, and would tie the facility with the local Navy submarine escort program based in Port Angeles.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast. High of 61 this afternoon under cloudy skies with a slight chance for showers, northerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly cloudy skies expected tonight, chance of rain showers, lows level off around 45. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow, storms likely 57. I'm weatherology meteorologist Paul Trombley. Currently it's 63 degrees.
Robert Young and Jane White, with Eleanor Donahue, Billy Gray, and Lauren Chapin in Father Knows Best.
Father knows best. Father knows best. If he hadn't been looking out for me, I'd be in such a mess. I swore from then on I would do just what he said, 'cause Father knows best. Father knows best.
Ah, yes, Father knows best. It has been a saying for a long, long time, and this weekend is the weekend that we get to emphasize that and to really show that most of the time, Father does know best. Welcome to the Girl Friday Show. I'm your host today, Amanda Bacon. Stephanie Ray is home, not feeling very well at all, and so we said, please stay home with your germs. We love it when we all share, but please don't share any of those. So we're wishing her a very speedy recovery. So you're stuck with me this hour. We're going to be talking about Father's Day coming up. We have an interview. I have a bacon bit for you a little bit later with Sebastian Younger, who is a war correspondent who has a new book out now that would make a great Father's Day gift, In My Time of Dying. I know it sounds like a terrible Father's Day gift, but trust me, you'll understand why a little bit later in the show when we play that. And also, it is Flag Day. June 14th is Flag Day. So we're going to have a little something about Flag Day a little bit later, too. In the meantime, we have 3 $30 gift cards to Deer Park Cinema that we're going to be giving away today. All you have to do is text 360-457-1450. I want to hear from the dads. I want to hear about the worst gift you got for Father's Day, or a funny Father's Day story, whatever you want to send. And I'm going to be kind of reading those throughout the hour. I'll be checking them out. And 3 of you are going to win a $30 gift card to Deer Park Cinema here in Port Angeles, which there's a lot of great movies playing right now if you decide you want to go to for Father's Day. And if you want to go by yourself, there's enough money on there to get like a giant popcorn and soda and pretzels and not have to share them with anyone. All right, but first things first, let's find out what is happening this weekend.
It's time to find out what's going on this weekend in our area. Sponsored by Field Arts and Events Hall. From ball caps to ball gowns, Field Hall is entertainment for all.
Ah, yeah. Okie dokie. Parents. Oh, first of all, let me just tell you, the Girl Friday show is brought to you each and every Friday by Cocapelli Grill and Hook and Line. Also by our friends at Fogtown Coffee. And since it is graduation season, Rose and the crew, and Maddie specifically, mixed us up some pretty special graduation treats today. We had the Rough Rider and Squim High drink sent over. So we'll chat a little bit about that a little bit later. But here's some interesting stuff happening in our area. Parents, the Boys and Girls Club offers many week-long summer camps for your child this summer. The Port Angeles Boys and Girls Club has camps starting June 25th, running weekly through the end of August. Camps hours are 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday, including complimentary breakfast and lunch each day. You can register your child for the week of your choice or for the whole summer, and they'll experience fun crafts, DIY STEM science experiments, cooking activities, and physical challenges. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to sign myself up for a week. A summer filled with fun and development. Register now for the Port Angeles Boys and Girls Club summer camps starting June 25th. You can contact the Boys and Girls Club today at the Turner Unit on South Francis in Port Angeles. Now through June 30th, and this is happening from Thursday through Sunday each week through the June 30th from 11 to 5, annual celebration of youth artists with the Blooming Artist Creative Start Youth Exhibit at the Port Angeles Fine Arts Center. It is an annual celebration of youth artists. It represents the culmination of a year of arts, science, and garden integrated learning with K through third grade students within the Port Angeles School District. Learn more about the wonderful world of insects, pollination, habitat, plants, and soil regeneration through the eyes and art of our youngest learners. Artwork from 250 plus local students includes pottery, printmaking, collage, watercolor, and more. This project is made possible by a Creative Start grant from the Washington State Arts Commission. Entrance to the gallery is free and by donation. This is at the Port Angeles Fine Arts Center at 1203 East Lordson Boulevard in Port Angeles. Also at the Port Angeles Fine Arts Center, they have got a lot of great stuff going on up there. Tomorrow, June 15th from 1 to 5, is a summer solstice celebration. It is free. Welcome in the longest day of the year with this family-friendly festival featuring live music, interactive art stations, food and drink vendors, live poetry, and new outdoor sculpture installations. To celebrate Poetry in the Park, selected poets will give live readings in the courtyard. You can bring a blanket or a lawn chair and enjoy musical performances in the meadow throughout the afternoon. View blooming artists in the gallery, which we just talked about, and create your own art at their nature art stations, including the ever-popular solstice crowns. Oh, you had me at crown. Drinks and snacks will be available from local vendors, and that again is tomorrow, June 15th from 1 to 5 at the Port Angeles Fine Arts Center. Today is the Port Angeles High School Senior Graduates Parade. We can cheer them on. Staging begins at Edis Hook. It's starting at 2 o'clock, and the parade officially takes off at 3 p.m. The route is going to follow Marine Drive into town. It turns right on South Race Street and then turns right on East Park Avenue to end at Port Angeles High School. Please join somewhere along the route for this community celebration and cheer on these amazing young adults and all they've accomplished. Again, that is the 2024 PA High School Senior Graduation Parade. Oh, that's so exciting. Field Arts and Events Hall is excited to host a screening of the documentary Screenagers and post-show First Fed community conversations surrounding the effects of screen time on kids. This event is presented in partnership with Port Angeles Healthy Youth Coalition with support from the Washington State Healthcare Association and Prevention Works. The Field Hall lower Pat Donlin lobby and upstairs Sunset Lounge will open at 4:30 on Tuesday, June 18th for a pre-show community showcase with presenting partners. Screenagers screening begins at 5:30 p.m. in the Donna M. Morris Theater, and make sure you stay for a post-screening discussion in the theater. Here's what it's about. Are you watching kids scroll through life with their rapid-fire thumbs and a 6-second attention span? Physician and filmmaker Delaney Rustin saw that with her own kids and learned that the average kid spends 6.5 hours a day looking at screens. She wondered about the impact of all this time and about the friction occurring in homes and schools around negotiating screen time. So she decided to make this documentary. Parents are encouraged to bring their kids to the movie. You can learn more about it at screenagermovie.com. That's screenagersmovie.com. Friday, June 14th, that's tonight. They are also having their summer nights in the Sunset Lounge at Field Hall. They have live music every Friday night up there. Tough Puffin blurs the lines between funk, pop, R&B, and much more, bringing grooves to keep you moving. You can sample a taste of their June rotating chef's menu and try a specialty cocktail or glass of local wine or beer as you enjoy these Washington local musicians. The upstairs bar will open at 4 p.m. and offer happy hour drink specials from 4 to 6 p.m. Dinner and drinks available for purchase 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Starting at 6:30, Tough Puffin will perform 2 50-minute sets with 1 20-minute intermission in the Sunset Lounge. That is free to attend. Here's the scoop. It's summertime, and the Sequim Prairie Grange is having its first ice cream social and car show of the year. Now, this isn't happening this weekend, but I want you to put it on your calendars for Sunday, June 23rd from 1 to 3. You can choose between a banana split or a sundae with the toppings for only $7, with part of the proceeds going to the Olympic Peninsula Academy. We'll have more information on that for you as it gets closer. Benevolence Fund Garage Sale is happening June 14th and 15th from 9 to 4 at Joyce Bible Church. That's at 50470 Highway 112 in Joyce. They have furniture of all kinds, plus kitchen gadgets, small appliances, dishes, indoor and outdoor decorations, garden items, toys for all ages, books, and much, much more. Come see and find a treasure or take it home. That again is June 14th and 15th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Joyce Bible Church Gym. Yeah. Please advertise. Oh, that's for me. I can read. Peninsula Dream Machine's 3rd annual Hot Rods and Hot Dogs Car Show is Father's Day, June 16th. Bring your classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles. 10 a.m. for vehicle entrance. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for all of us other people who just want to look at the classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Lots of fun, music, drawings, and great vehicles to view. Plus, there's free hot dogs while they last. Enjoy a day with your family. This is at Old Fairview School across from Fairview Grange, which is on Lake Farm Road in Port Angeles. Food or cash donations to food banks appreciated but not required. All proceeds benefit the food banks. For more information, you can reach out to pmorris301@gmail.com. And I just want to remind you, as you are out and about this weekend and shopping for Dad or anyone else in your family or your grad, make sure to stop in and see my friends at Port Angeles' newest souvenir and gift store, All About Here Souvenirs and Gifts. It is located on North Lincoln Street, 222 North Lincoln, Suite 205, which is downstairs in the Harbortown building. It is across from the Visitor Center, so kind of picturing in your head where that's at. You're going to find one-of-a-kind and handmade souvenirs that celebrate the place we call home. I was in there yesterday, and Verna, who is the proprietor there and the ball of sunshine that you will get to meet when you go there, she has so they have a bunch of different things on display, but she has just created, and I think these are so cool, glass cutting boards, but she has gorgeous, they're sublimated on there so you can actually use the cutting board and you're not going to hurt the picture, but she has pictures of our area, of like the ocean scenes or the beach or different places in our area that she has put on these glass cutting boards. And let me tell you, the size that they are is perfect for a wedding present for somebody, a graduation gift for maybe a grad who's going to be leaving the area but wants to take a little piece of the area home, a father who likes to cook. I mean, my dad did all the cooking. He would have loved this. So I'm just telling you, that's one of the new items that you're going to find at my friend's place. This is All About Here. You're not going to find any, what do we call it? Generic fluff. We'll call it generic fluff. You're not going to find that there. You're going to find hoodies, trucker hats, baby stuff, postcards, magnets, t-shirts, coasters, and other things that have been meticulously made to reflect where we live and also sometimes make you laugh. There's some really great stuff there. A lot of t-shirts and stuff too. I'll tell you about more stuff each week, but I wanted to wet your whistle with this for now. And because they make so much of their stuff in-house, they can actually customize practically anything in there. So go see my friends, Verna and Bob, at All About Here Souvenirs and Gifts. That's at 222 North Lincoln Street, Suite 205. It's downstairs in the Harbortown building in PA. And let me tell you this, right now, when you mention that you heard this here on the Girl Friday show from me, their dear friend Amanda Bacon, you're going to get 20% off one originally priced item. 20% off one original priced item. I'm telling you, if you need to go shopping for Father's Day, for graduation, for anything, wedding season, start there because you're going to find some one-of-a-kind stuff there that's going to be really special. And that, again, is All About Here Souvenirs and Gifts. All right, I see some stories coming in, some things coming in on our hotline. So if you're just joining us, text 360-457-1450. I want to hear what the worst Father's Day gift you got was, or a great Father's Day story. And we're going to be picking a couple of winners to get. There's 3 winners going to be getting $30 gift cards to Deer Park Cinema. We just got one. I once received a pair of SpongeBob shorts for Father's Day. Definitely not my style. I'm sure they found a good home from Goodwill. Now, did they originally get them at Goodwill, or did they buy them for you? The greatest gift on Father's Day for me is getting a great gift of a loving daughter's hug, along with hugs from my 2 wonderful, beautiful granddaughters. They make life grand for me on Father's Day, and I am truly thankful and blessed with these gifts. Well, that one was extremely sweet. We got one. I'm texting for my husband, Larry Morris, because he does not text. 1 year, is he not allowed to or just doesn't know how to? 1 year he was lucky enough to get a dog pooper scooper and a horse pooper scooper, along with the shirt that says, "Thanks for picking up my poop." Dads. They always get those poop humor joke things. Somebody just wrote in that they got a woman's 2-piece bathing suit. It was supposed to go to another family member, and they sent it to me for Father's Day. Oh, please tell me you wore it. I love it. Oh, somebody else. I got a Father's Day mug for a different father 1 year. Oh, no. That's not good. Somebody got a t-shirt last year for Father's Day, but instead of saying world's greatest father, it said world's greatest farter. Again, these poor dads. All right, well, keep sending those in. I love reading these. This is great to hear. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of the Girl Friday show, brought to you by our friends at Hook and Line and Kokopelli each and every week. We'll be back with more right after this.
Did you know that you could rent all or part of Field Arts and Events Hall for your next meeting, conference, or celebration? Field Hall offers multiple flexible and beautiful event spaces suitable for groups from 20 to 500. Our experienced team of professionals will make hosting your dream event easy. Visit fieldhallevents.org/rentals to request your free quote today.
With so many choices for deliveries, how convenient is it that you've got an option for the perfect cup of joe too? Fogtown Coffee in Port Angeles delivers. We offer a no-cost delivery for orders to businesses of $20 or more within city limits. Call 360-504-3509 for delivery or download the Joe Coffee app. Just text coffee to 474747 and order ahead for store pickup. You can even schedule a specific time. Fogtown Coffee on Front Street, your front door coffee delivery headquarters.
Get ready to rock and roll with the ultimate classic hits band, Black Diamond Junction. From the electrifying sounds of the 60s, 70s, and 80s to the timeless anthems that define generations, Black Diamond Junction delivers non-stop entertainment that will have you dancing all night long. Whether you're planning a corporate event, wedding, or private party, don't miss out on the ultimate classic hits experience. Book Black Diamond Junction for your next event and let the good times roll. Visit our website, blackdiamondjunction.com, or call 360-460-2010 to reserve your date. Black Diamond Junction, keeping the classics alive, one unforgettable performance at a time.
What's this about rules for Paws and Sons?
This first. The 75-cent rule.
The 75-cent rule. I don't believe I've heard of that.
Well, and that's what I figured. What it is, Pa, is that nowadays kids get 75 cents a week allowance instead of 25 cents.
75 cents? That's a lot of money. And in a year's time, that'd come to, see, there's 52 weeks in a year.
It comes to around $40 a year.
That's an awful lot of money for a young.
They get it, Pa.
They do, huh?
And they don't have to work for it like I do.
You want it straight, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here it goes. There are no rules for Paws and Sons. It's as simple as this. Each mother or father raises his boy or girl, as the case may be, the way that he thinks is best. And I think it's best for you to get a quarter and work for it. You see, when you give something, in this instance, cleaning the garage, and you get something in return, like a quarter, well, that's the greatest feeling in the world. You do feel good after working, don't you?
Uh-huh. Good and tired.
Well, as you get bigger, well, you'll be doing more and more work for more and more return, and that good feeling will get bigger. Do you understand what I mean?
I think so.
Good.
I'm not going to get the 75 cents. And I have to work for the 25.
Right. All clear to you?
Yeah. The bigger you get, the tireder you get.
Well, you just think about that for a while.
Do I have to?
Don't you want to think about it?
It makes me kind of sad.
Well, the thing to do when you're feeling sad is to shoot for the good feeling.
Clean the garage.
Right.
So long, Pa.
So long.
Oh, Opie Taylor, one of the cutest children to ever grace the silver screen. Ugh, I love that show. I am not gonna lie when I tell you that I watch that every single night on the Peacock Network. I sit down in my chair and rewatch those old Andy Griffith episodes because they make me laugh and they make me happy. But you know what else makes me laugh and makes me happy? Talking with my friend Chef Michael over at Kokopelli. Chef Michael, the sponsor of the Girl Friday show. How the heck are you, my friend?
I'm good. It's kind of a bittersweet day for both of us. We both have lost our daddies, and
it is.
So it's kind of that weekend where we get to remember the good times and keep our heads up, right?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of poetic that it was just a little bit gloomy today because we do. I mean, you and I both know a lot of incredible fathers out there, and it's an incredible chance to honor them. But you're right. It is tough when we don't get to call our dads and tell them, you know, give them a hard time and tell them that we love them, right?
Right. Buy him his usual sweater or coat or tie.
Or cook it for him.
I was listening to you guys this morning thinking, gosh, how many stupid gifts have I given my dad over the years?
Oh, one of my favorite.
When all he ever wanted was a new fly for his fly fishing thing, and because he was a big fisherman guy, and anyway.
Yeah, it's, you know what? I think that this is going to be like you said, it's a bittersweet weekend, and I am planning on probably doing a lot of laughing and crying this weekend, and that's both okay.
With your mom, you guys hug each other.
We do continually. So, Chef Michael,
anyway,
what are we going to be talking about for the restaurant this weekend? Because I'm sure that Father's Day is a big day for steaks over at Kokopelli, right?
Yeah, so, besides we never talk enough about our wines. I got one of the most extensive wine lists on the peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of revamped it this year. And if you're a whiny like me, you need to come check out my list. And I have a wine store that I sell at about, I hardly mark it up at all. I think it's even cheaper than the grocery store, but you won't find my wines in the grocery store.
That's the thing, yeah.
That's the thing. So always recommend that. But besides that, and all the killer oysters and clams and mussels and fresh halibut and fresh salmon. We're doing fresh king salmon, local king salmon this week, and got tons of fresh halibut. We're doing a caprese salad with heirloom tomatoes, fresh basil, burrata for the mozzarella. And if you know what burrata is, you know what burrata is?
I don't. I thought it was gun clip, but maybe, or gun type, but that might be Beretta that I'm thinking.
So it's basically mozzarella cheese, but it hasn't been fully, I don't know, whatever they do to it. So you when you cut it open, those small balls, it's actually creamy inside. And so it just kind of oozes this beautiful creamy cheese stuff when you open it up. And anyway, it's got avocado.
Had me at ooze.
Yeah, and with a balsamic vinegar. It's super delicious. We're doing a pan-seared black cod with a Parmesan rosemary polenta, red chard, organic red chard, shiitake mushrooms, shallots, garlic, red pepper cream sauce. Oh, my God, is that good.
Wow.
And I brought back my Brazilian fish stew called maquikas, which we do at least for a couple weeks every year. It's got roasted fennel, onions, basil, coconut milk, halibut, shrimps, clams, mussels, over coconut, basil, cilantro, rice. And it is, if you like fish stew, it's like nothing you've ever had before. A little tiny bit spicy. And then, of course, for Dad, we got filet mignon. With a brandy cream sauce and risotto and asparagus. Yum.
Oh, man, that sounds good. And
yeah.
Are there still reservations available?
Yeah, we're pretty tight for tonight. I think there's a few left for tomorrow and Sunday, but if you think you can just walk in at 6:30, forget about it. We're packed, and it's like that 7 days a week now. By 6:30, we're just packed. And if you got a group of 8, 10, or 12 people, if you can't come in at between 4 and 5, forget about it.
Now, over at Hook and Line, you don't need to make a reservation there, and you
no reservations, and it's packed every night now. And but it turns so quickly that it's usually no more than a 10 or 15-minute wait.
Well, you can also do to-go over there, right?
That's right.
Yeah, baby. That is one of my all-time favorite things to do, is to go grab some delicious food and then go home, and what do I like to do? Take my pants off. That way
Put on your sweats.
Yeah, that way I can just eat all of the food I want and without my jeans on telling me that I've had enough. I don't want my jeans dictating how much fish I eat.
Yeah, the first thing I do when I get home at night is I feed my dog, and then I go get my sweats on and start cooking dinner.
God, you're a saint, Michael. How can people make reservations this weekend?
Yeah, 360-457-6040. If it's a party of 6 or more, you have to call the restaurant, and we'll do our best to get you in. But like I said, after 5:30, we're pretty much not doing anything over 6 people anymore this time of year. But you never know. You can always try. You can always walk in, too, but don't be upset if we can't see you. You can always go next door to Hook and Line, and they can probably get you in within 15 or 20 minutes. Kokopelli's, everything you can do is go to Kokopelli, KOKOPELLI-grill.com and hit the reservation button. And people are booking reservations now into August.
Wow.
So we've been training people pretty well over the last 16 years.
Good for you, Chef Michael. Thank you so much for your time today, and I am sending you an extra great, big, giant, huge hug. And I'll be thinking extra thoughts for you on Sunday. Just know that I love you, buddy, and I'm wishing you all the best.
Love you too. I know it's going to be a tough day for you, Amanda.
Yep, we got each other though, right?
That's right.
And we got a lot of laughs to think about too.
That's right.
All
Okay.
all
Have
right,
a great
sweetheart.
weekend.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Chef Michael over at Kokopelli, one of the greatest human beings I know. All right, when we come back, we're going to hear from Sebastian Younger about his near-death experience and why it fits to hear about it right here during Father's Day weekend. Also, don't forget to text me your worst gift or your happiest Father's Day memory, 360-457-1450. We've still got 3 of those Sun Basin gift cards up for grabs. Those are $30 a piece. We'll be back with more on the Girl Friday Show right after this.
At Straight View Credit Union, we believe that fast, flexible loan decisions are key to helping our members achieve their financial goals. That's why we're proud to offer a streamlined loan application process that takes place entirely in-house. All loan decisions are made locally, right here in our building, by our experienced lending team. This means that we can typically approve loans within 1 to 2 days, so you can get the funds you need quickly and efficiently. Plus, as a member-owned cooperative, we're committed to putting your needs first and providing personalized service that helps you achieve your financial goals. So, whether you're looking to purchase a new car, purchase a new home, make home improvements, or consolidate debt, we've got you covered. Visit us online at svcu.com or stop by our branch on Lincoln Street in Port Angeles to apply for your loan today. Straight View Credit Union. Fast, flexible loan decisions to help you reach your financial goals. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast. High of 61 this afternoon under cloudy skies with a slight chance for showers, northerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly cloudy skies expected tonight, chance of rain showers, lows level off around 45. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow, storms likely 57. I'm weatherology meteorologist Paul Trombley. Currently it's 63 degrees.
Been working way too much. I need a day off. Damn, this beat go hard. And all I wanna do, that's all I wanna do. Don't worry about the way you look. There ain't nobody judging you. No, no, no. I want you to dance like your daddy. Dance like your daddy. Come on and move like your mama. You know you wanna go dance like your daddy. Dance like your daddy. And if you care what they think, then you can't have no fun. So come on, let's go. Push down that floor and shoulder roll, shoulder roll. I said push down that floor and shoulder roll, shoulder roll. Now hitch to the left and hitch to the right. Can you overbite? Can you old man overbite? Simon says go touch your nose, but Megan says touch your toes. I can't touch my toes.
Oh, that is a typical dad dance right there. Love it. Welcome back to the Girl Friday Show, brought to you each and every Friday by our friends at Kokopelli Grill and Hook and Line, also by our friends at Fogtown Coffee. Right now, I am drinking my Wolves Spritzer. It is mango passion fruit topped with dragon fruit as mixed with a lotus drink that they have, and it is it's so good. The rest of the Rough Riders around here, because I'm a wolf, I had to have that one. It's purple and gold. The Rough Riders around here had the green apple lotus topped with white peach and lots of cream. So it was absolutely delicious based on what they said. Mine, by the way, just because I'm such a wolf, I think mine's better, but that's just me. All right, we're going to have a chat now, my bacon bit, with war correspondent Sebastian Younger. He is the author of his own startling true story, In My Time of Dying. Sebastian Younger is the New York Times bestselling author of Tribe, War, Freedom, A Death in Belmont, Fire, and The Perfect Storm. He is also the co-director of the documentary film Restrepo, which was nominated for an Academy Award. He is also the winner of a Peabody Award in the National Magazine Award for Reporting. And this time, he's going to be telling his own story instead of somebody else's. Here's my interview with Sebastian Younger. Good morning, Sebastian.
Good morning. Nice to talk to you.
You as well. Sebastian, you have lived a life of putting your life in danger. and have survived that, and then your body was like, hey, let's throw this guy for a loop.
Yeah, I mean, that's life, right? Like, what do any of us know of what's coming? Right? And that's actually one of the things. It can make life terrifying, but it also makes it kind of miraculous because we don't know, and we just have to find out.
So Sebastian, tell me little bit about your life in general and who you are.
Right. So I was a war reporter for a long time, starting in the early 90s in Sarajevo during the siege of Sarajevo. And then I was in Afghanistan in 96, watching the Taliban take over. I went back in 2000, and I was with Ahmed Shah Massoud as his Northern Alliance forces, our future allies in Afghanistan, fought the Taliban in the north in Badakhshan and fought Al-Qaeda. And a lot of close calls there. And then I was back after 9/11, watching our Afghan allies sweep through Kabul and liberate Kabul from the Taliban. And then eventually, I was in West Africa and the civil wars in West Africa. I've been blown up by a roadside bomb. I've had bullets hit inches from my head. I was captured briefly by a rebel group in Nigeria and threatened with execution, told I was going to be executed. A lot of tough things, right? And eventually I was with American soldiers in the Korangal Valley in eastern Afghanistan, and my colleague and I, Tim Hetherington, photographer Tim Hetherington, we made a documentary called Restrepo that was pretty well known at the time, about 14 years ago. And then Tim was killed in Libya in combat during the Civil War. I was supposed to be with him on assignment. At the last moment, I couldn't go, and he was killed. He was hit in the groin by a fragment from a mortar that killed and wounded a number of other people around him. And he bled out in the back of a rebel pickup truck, racing for the Misrata hospital. And I remember in my grief, in my profound sorrow, first of all, I decided to stop war reporting. But I remember thinking, I wonder what his last moments were like what his last minutes. What was he thinking? What was he feeling? Was he scared? Did he know he was dying? Was he in pain? It never occurred to me that one day I would find out. And not because I was going to get hit by a mortar fragment. I stopped war reporting, but my body had its own plans for me. And they started almost exactly 4 years ago with this sudden health crisis that almost killed me.
So Sebastian, tell me about the night that it all went down. You were just hanging out with your family, not in a war zone, feeling completely safe.
Yeah, I mean, what can we know, right? We were in a remote part of Massachusetts. We own a property deep in the woods at the end of a dead-end dirt road. It's an old house. There's no cell phone service there. The landlines don't work when it rains because they're old and they short out. In other words, it's heaven, right? In other words, it's absolute paradise. And and to make it even better, this is during COVID, and we had a little bit of babysitting from these teenage girls who lived down the road, people that we knew, and they came over for a few hours. And my wife and I went out to this little cabin that's even more remote in the woods, down a trail, just for a little quiet time, right? And you parents know what I'm talking about. And so we were there in this incredibly beautiful spot, and in mid-sentence, I felt this pain shoot through my abdomen. I was like, what was that? And I stood up to try to work it out. I thought it was indigestion, and I almost couldn't keep my feet. I sat back down, very dizzy. I sat back down, and I said to my wife, words I never thought I'd have to say. I said, I don't know what's going on. I think I'm going to need some help.
Wow.
And I didn't know it, but I had an artery in my abdomen had ruptured. There was a weak spot. It developed an aneurysm, a ballooning at this weak spot. Not a product of poor health, not a product of a lifetime of sinning. Nothing. Right? It was just random, absolutely random, and it ruptured, and I was bleeding out into my own abdomen. I was losing a pint of blood every 10 or 15 minutes. If I'd been stabbed in the stomach, I would have been doing the same thing, except my blood would have been all over the kitchen floor. But with an internal hemorrhage, there's no blood to see. It's all internal. And, if you go to the hospital with a stab wound, the doctors know where to put their finger to plug the leak, right? It's obvious. If you have internal hemorrhage, they have no idea where it is. And that's why abdominal hemorrhage is incredibly, incredibly dangerous. My odds of surviving were around 30%. If I got to the hospital quickly, which I didn't, it took me an hour and a half to get to the hospital. So, my odds of surviving were incredibly low, but I made it. And I had very, very strange experiences on the threshold of dying, on the threshold of death. I experienced what dying feels like. And when I woke up in the ICU the next morning, I had the strangest memories of what I saw. And that is what my book is about.
In My Time of Dying is the book that you're talking about. And did any of this happen before you got to the hospital? Or because I can't imagine how long an hour and a half felt to you in that much pain and not knowing what the heck was going on.
Well, my wife dragged me out of the woods, down the trail, out of the woods, and got me to the driveway, the dirt driveway, and put me in the passenger seat of the car. And so, the body's an amazing thing. It's made to survive, right? And so if you're bleeding out, the first thing the body does is clamp down. Literally, it clamps down on the blood flow to all the parts of the body that it doesn't need, like your legs, your arms, your skin. And that's why people, when they're bleeding out, they're pale. They're pale because their body has gone into something called compensatory shock. And so when you do that, suddenly your blood pressure goes back up where it's needed most, in your chest, around your organs, and in your brain. And so I kind of rebooted. And I had this terrible pain in my stomach, but I came back. I'd been going blind. I mean, my body was shutting, my brain was shutting down. And I came back, and suddenly I felt better. I wasn't even sure I needed to go to the hospital. And the guys in the ambulance were like typical. I mean, we're like typical guys, right? Like, oh, it's fine. They're like, drink some water, and maybe you just dehydrated, and call us if you need anything. Like, but my wife, and this is why married men live longer than unmarried men. And I even thought that at the time. My wife was like, you know what, boys? He's going to the hospital. Like, I'm the wife, and a few minutes ago, he wasn't able to stand on his own 2 feet, and you're taking him down. You're taking him to the hospital, and which was an hour drive. And I was a human hourglass, and off we went. So in the ambulance ride, I wasn't feeling too badly, actually. I mean, I felt better, but I was sort of okay. And I went out of compensatory shock and into end-stage hemorrhagic shock right when we got there. I started convulsing and shaking uncontrollably, all the symptoms of someone who's, really circling the drain, as they say. And as soon as I got there, the doctors in the ER knew immediately what was going on and rushed me into the trauma bay and started trying to save my life.
So let's talk about the experience you had, because this whole thing happened on Father's Day, right?
This year, Father's Day is on June 16, which is the 4-year anniversary of my little girls, my 2 little beautiful, wonderful little girls, almost losing their father. So it's a very poignant moment. And in case I don't get to say it at the end, I want to make sure to say that I lost 2/3 of my blood. I'm alive because 10 people donated their blood. I got 10 units of blood. That's what saved my life. My daughters would not have a father without those good people who donated their blood. And so please, everyone who's listening, please, please, please donate blood. Doctors cannot manufacture blood. We can't make it in factories. Only the human body can make it. It literally is the gift of life for a child, a brother, a sister, a parent, a father, a mother. You don't know who you're going to be saving. And it doesn't hurt. It takes less than an hour. And it's your chance to be part of something that's greater than yourself. Some people go to church for that. Some people don't, whatever. It's a guaranteed way to be part of something, to celebrate life and be part of something greater than yourself, please donate blood. So there's my pitch. So then we'll move on to the story.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm working on my second gallon now. I love donating blood because it's the easiest thing you can do to help other people.
Yeah, and it makes you feel good. It doesn't make you feel, it makes you feel good. You feel better than the person who gets the blood. It's extraordinary.
And you get a cookie. Like, it's great. It's really the gift that keeps giving. So tell me about this experience that happened. You kind of slipped away there for a little bit, and your body, I think, didn't think it was coming back. Your brain didn't.
Yeah, so I'm in the trauma bay, and they're prepping my neck to put a large gauge needle through my neck into my jugular to transfuse me, to pump me back full of blood, to keep me alive long enough to fix me. And while I'm there, suddenly I became aware this black pit. I sensed this black pit opening up underneath me, this infinitely dark abyss. And it was terrifying, and it was pulling me in. Now, I had no idea I was dying. Absolutely none, right? I knew something bad was happening, but I had no idea I was dying. And I'm a lifelong atheist, okay? And I'm scared. I'm getting pulled into this pit. I'm very confused. And then my dead father, who's been dead 8 years at that point, he was a physicist, and he was a lifelong atheist. And he appeared above me, suddenly, on my left side above me, in this sort of like intense energy form. It's hard to describe, but there he was. And he communicated to me, it's okay. You don't have to fight it. You can come with me. I'll take care of you. Now, I didn't know I was dying, and I was absolutely horrified at the idea that I would go with him, that I would have, I mean, I love my dad, but that I would have anything to do with him. Like, you're dead. I'm alive. Why would I go with you? I'm staying here. Like,
yeah.
I was almost offended by it. And I said to the doctor, you got to hurry. You're losing me right now. I'm going. Now, it's a hell of a thing to do to an atheist, to manufacture their dead father above them in the trauma bay, right? Like, come on. Are you kidding? But when I woke up in the ICU the next morning, I woke up, I had no idea that I'd almost died. And the nurse said to me, congratulations, you made it. It's a miracle. No one can believe you made it, right? Which was news to me. I was shocked. And then as soon as she said that, I remembered seeing my dead father, and I remembered the pit. And I thought, oh my God, what did I see? Like, what was that? And my book is an attempt to come to some understanding about what my experience was. It's a very common, NDEs, near-death experiences, are very common. People have them all the time, thousands of accounts, many very similar to mine, across societies around the world, throughout the ages. Like, what is going on? And that's what my book is about, trying to answer that question. Of course, there is no definitive answer, but trying to understand at least what the question is to ask about this.
How did it change you when you got out of the hospital? I mean, what was the first thing that you did different and intentionally when you were home and recovered?
My wife picked me up, and I recovered quickly, but I was very, very shaky. So a week later, she came to get me, and I wanted to walk to the entrance of the hospital, but they wouldn't let me. They had made me ride a wheelchair. So I used to avoid lawsuits or whatever. Anyway, my wife put me in the car, and it was an incredibly hot day. But we drove with the windows down because I wanted to smell the air. I wanted to feel the air of planet Earth, like this planet that I'm lucky enough to spend some time on, that we're all lucky enough to spend some time on. And I wanted to smell everything, the flowers, the garbage, the trees, the exhaust from the other cars, whatever. And then I desperately wanted mango juice. I don't know why.
Did you really?
Juice. Yeah. I you know how like pregnant women have these strange, I just needed mango juice. And there was something about mango juice that felt like the essence of life. Like, oh, anything for a mango juice. And then we got home, and I drove up the driveway, and my daughters, who were 3 years old and 6 months old at the time, they had left drawings. They'd taped drawings, tacked drawing, with the help of the babysitter, little drawings and signs on the trees. It's a long dirt driveway into the woods to our house. And it would pass a tree and it would say, welcome home, Daddy, we love you. And come home, Daddy, we miss you. And little drawings. And, I have a hard time even, 4 years later talking about it without tearing up. Well, let me tell you, at the time, at the time, by the time I got to the house, I was just sobbing. And I was sobbing in gratitude. And I got out and hugged my girls and my wife. And I remember a little bit later, my wife's wonderful brother, Bill, came to help out. And, I needed a lot of care. And we had young children.
Yeah.
And we put on some music. And I remember I was holding my littlest girl. And I danced with my wife and my little girl. And my big girl, who was 3, sort of like hugged us around the legs. And the whole family just danced this beautiful waltz. It was like the dance of life, like I was back.
If you would like to hear the rest of his story, you can catch Sebastian Younger, spelled Junger, Sebastian Younger, In My Time of Dying. We'll be back to wrap things up on the Girl Friday Show right after this.
Enjoy all the colors of the season. Your enjoyment starts now with help from Airport Garden Center. Airport Garden Center opened for business in 1977 as a pet, plant, and feed store by Eldora and Floyd Matthews. The family-run operation continues as Betsy and Mark Matthews are loving storekeepers to this day. Their family is dedicated to providing your family quality service and products for a fun, rewarding, pet, and child-friendly shopping atmosphere. Looking for a special, unique gift? Airport Garden Center is proud to support locally sourced items such as Full Moon candles and Pacific Rain Shadow Farms handcrafted soap and Miss B apiary honey. Go to airportgarden.biz for current specials or just stop on by. They love helping you plan this next season by offering monthly special savings. Airport Garden Center, planting knowledge and growing gardeners since 1977.
Congratulations to Jacob Blouser and Cade Ellis on their graduation. From all of us here at Jim's Pharmacy, Jacob is the son of Jared and Shelley Blouser. Jacob is going into the biology of science field and will be attending Peninsula College this fall and plans on furthering his studies at Western fall of 2026. Cade Ellis is the son of Scott and Coco Ellis. Cade plans on working and going into the Operators Union next year. Good luck, Jacob and Cade.
That's going to put a wrap on the Girl Friday show here on June 14th. We want to remind you that it is Flag Day, so that's a special day. Also about the graduation parade that's going to be happening here in a little bit. It is Father's Day, and it is a bittersweet holiday for a lot of people because we all have some pretty great dads in our lives, even if they might not be ours, that we want to recognize. And some of us have our dads not in our view anymore, but definitely still in our heart. Stephanie wants to make sure to wish her Papa, John Curry, a big happy Father's Day. She's sorry she couldn't be here to wish that to you today. And I would like to leave you with this little something that I found on my phone when I was missing my dad extra special one day. And I happened to find this, didn't even know it was saved. So here's my Papa.
Good morning, Sunshine. Just wanted to wish you good morning. I'll be listening to your show. Talk to you soon. Bye. It's me, just calling to say I love you. Have a great time. Anxious to hear all about it. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Hug your dads, whether they're yours or not, this Sunday, and thank them for everything that they do for you and your family throughout the year. Have a great weekend, everybody. God bless from the Girl Friday Show.
Rely on us for complete news coverage. We're Newsradio KONP, Port Angeles, Squim, a Radio Pacific station.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The Supreme Court ruling against a Trump-era ban on bump stocks today, saying the ATF exceeded its authority when it banned them following the 2017 Las Vegas mass shooting.
This law dates back to 1934 when the government banned machine guns that, with the single pull of a trigger, fire a huge spray of bullets at hundreds of rounds per minute. And what the conservative justices are saying here is that these bump stocks, as unsavory as they may be, as dangerous as they may be, as public menaces as many may see them, they simply don't meet the definition under federal law.
ABC's Devin Dwyer.